Hey everybody, Dave here with another Pathfinder rule reminder for you, and today's topic is a revisit to a previous topic that was all about immunity to critical hits. Those of you who have been following the channel for a while now, this may feel a little bit like deja vu, because this is now the third iteration of this video topic that I have published, but the good news is the reason why that I'm putting out a third version of this and replacing the previous versions is because the fourth printing errata has finally etched in stone, so to speak, exactly what can be expected when you critically strike an enemy that is immune to critical hits. So let's start by taking a look at what it says in the rule book. On page 451, it says immunity to critical hits works a little differently. When a creature immune to critical hits is critically hit by a strike or other attack that deals damage, it takes normal damage instead of double damage. This does not make it immune to any other critical success effects of other actions that have the attack trait, such as grapple and shove. So basically the previous discussions were about things like runes that have special things that happen on a critical hit that may or may not be damage related, or critical specialization effects, are they still triggered? I mean, if it's immune to critical hits, that means you can't critically hit it. That means anything that would be triggered on a critical hit wouldn't be triggered because a critical hit would not have occurred because it's immune to critical hits. So hopefully you can see where kind of the confusion has been with this. But the good news is the fourth printing errata, that errata did not change any of the text in the book, but it did provide some clarification. And that clarification provides the sentence here that says, this means what it says. The attack deals normal damage instead of double damage. Other effects specific to a critical hit still occur. So the critical hit still occurs when striking an enemy that is immune to critical hits, but the attacker does not get the benefit of doubling their damage as they normally would with a critical hit. But everything else is still going to count. The passage here says critical specialization effects, extra damage dice from traits like deadly and fatal, those all still count. So again, if you critically hit a creature that is immune to critical hits, everything still occurs as if you was, not immune to critical hits, except you do not double the damage dice. So if your weapon has the deadly trait, you're still going to be adding that extra die of damage. If your weapon has the fatal trait, the damage die of the weapon is still going to increase to its fatal size, and you will still be adding a second damage die of that type. If you critically hit with Acid Splash, you're still going to be dealing that extra point of persistent acid damage. If you critically strike with a dart and you have access to its critical specialization effects, you're still going to be dealing persistent bleed damage, and this extends to anything with the attack trait. So if you get a critical success when you shove somebody and that target is immune to critical hits, you're still going to shove them an additional 5 feet. Now we should mention that the text that clarifies this rule, the very last sentence, does say your GM can still say no to extremely strange consequences of this rule on a case-by-case basis, and that should be common sense. We have GMs for a reason to make decisions on what is most appropriate and makes most sense for them and their game. But there you have it. When you critically succeed on a strike, on an attack against an enemy that is immune to critical hits, then everything counts except you don't double the damage dice. If you have any questions about that, please leave those in the comments. I'll make sure I'll leave links to all of my other videos that are related to this topic in the description of this video, so you can check those out if you need more information. And as always, I want to take a quick moment to say thank you to everybody out there who supports me in this channel, whether that's by clicking the like button, subscribing to the channel, subscribing to the Patreon, buying a super thanks. I really appreciate everything you folks do to support me. And with that, thanks for watching, take care, and happy gaming.